Is an instructional video on how to write a professional email or a good email to a professor whose class you might be taking. The prompt for both emails is about the same, and we're just going to work through the good parts and bad parts of both of these emails. We've got the bad email on the left and the good email on the right. So on the left side, the prompt is homework is due on Thursday, and Wednesday night James is finding that he doesn't understand what to do. So the subject of the email, he has titled it question, and just so you know, these are emails that are similar to what I've received in the past. So this isn't an unusual looking email. Nothing about this is something that a student wouldn't send me. Hey, my name is James and I'm in your intro class. I don't understand what you wanted us to do on the homework that's due tomorrow morning. Is it too late? Can you help me? Sincerely, James. So there's a lot of problems with this email, but let's look at the good one and we'll see if we can contrast them a little bit. So over here, the prompt, homework is due on Thursday, same scenario, but now Monday night, James is finding that he doesn't understand what to do. So now the subject is Geology 1121 homework question. Dear Dr. Klemzak, I'm an undergraduate biology major taking your Introduction to Earth Processes class, section 002. I've been working on our homework assignment, but I'm hitting a wall. I've tried getting help from the TA, but they aren't able to meet when I have free time. I've also tried looking up additional resources to explain the concept of shield volcanism, but I still don't understand why the slope of a shield volcano should be different than a composite volcano. Do you have time in your schedule tomorrow or Wednesday? I am free from 9 to 12 tomorrow and 2 to 6 on Wednesday. Alternatively, can you direct me to a resource or explain via email why these volcanoes have different shapes? Best, James. And then James has an email signature. So I'll give you a chance to look at the two and think about what makes the one on the right so good and what makes the one on the left so bad. Okay, so let's start with the subject line. The subject is the first thing that's going to catch the person getting the email's attention. And the thing that you don't want to do is to have a vague subject. You need a subject that says exactly what the problem is. Now, it used to be that when you sent an email, who the person sending the email, their name didn't pop right up. But now, I mean, you guys have received emails. You know that when you get an email from someone, included in the line with the subject is actually their name. So, for example, when I was in high school and I would send an email, I used to put in the subject line crane, and then I would put that it was a homework question, but you don't need to do that anymore. If you've been raised kind of old school, don't worry about putting your name in the subject. Just go ahead and make it the course number in a homework question. The next thing is the greeting. I can't tell you how many times I get greetings from students that are just hey. And that's more appropriate with a TA because they're younger, they're closer to your age. But they're working really hard and they're taking time to answer your email and your questions. So you want to be respectful and don't start off with hey. So usually, dear Dr. Klemzak or dear Professor Klemzak. If you have a TA that you're sending an email to, they likely don't have their doctorate yet. They're probably a master's student or a PhD student, and so in that case, you would just put Dear Mr. or Dear Miss and their name. Now, in the first line, like I said, nowadays when you send an email, your name is included in that line, so you don't need to start off with my name is blank anymore. It's not like that at this point. You just start with who you are. Also, someone may teach multiple introductory classes, especially multiple sections. My advisor, who is actually Dr. Klemzak, is teaching 2 sections of Intro to Earth Processes in the fall. So here it would be really important to list the section number because they may go back and try to find out who you are. So be specific about the class that you're in. And then no matter who you're sending an email to, whether it's an IT person at EITS or your RA or a TA, no matter who it is, if you're asking for help, you always need to be clear about how you've already tried to help yourself. So in the one on the left, James doesn't state anywhere in here how he has tried to help himself. He is just confused, and we're not really sure what he's confused about. But on the right, this person, James, is very clear that he's hitting a wall, and he's tried to get help from the TA. He's also tried looking up additional resources, but he still has this very specific question that he does not understand. And that's another key part of sending a good email, is being very specific. Now, hyperlinks, I'm a fan of putting hyperlinks in emails. If you have looked up certain resources and those aren't clear to you, then you might want to include those as a hyperlink, because you don't want the professor to recommend that same source if that's what's confusing. And when you do a hyperlink, you never type, click here to see what I've looked at. Like, that's more of a catchy thing that you would do in an ad. But when you're doing it professionally, then you want the hyperlink to be in words, whatever it actually is. So here, I've also tried looking up additional resources to explain the concept. If you click on additional resources, I don't know if the hyperlink is going to be active here or not. But if you look up additional resources, just open this. You can see that the additional resources this student has gone to include this website from Oregon State University. So they know that you're not just reading Wikipedia and not understanding it, you're actually going to a pretty reputable website, and you're just not getting the full understanding of the content. Okay. Now you also need to be specific about what you want from them. So here, James is just saying, is it too late? Which, by the way, never use texting type speak in an email. I've had students do that too. Can you help me? Well, how does he expect us to help him? You can either have 5 emails back and forth with someone where you're trying to find time to meet, or you're not sure what you really want and you're not quite asking for what you want, or you can just make it clear that you want to either meet with the person or have them explain it to you, if they're willing to do that, and the times when you're free. So in sending an email like this, where you're really direct about what you need, you potentially, in the next email you receive from this person, you're getting what you want. You're either getting a confirmation for a meeting time, or you're going to get a resource or an explanation on why the volcanoes have different shapes, or you're going to be getting help with your problem. An optional thing that you may need to include is when you need something. So if you're asking someone to, for example, sign a form for you, you're going to find that there's a lot of paperwork in college. And let's say you need your academic advisor to sign a form for you by Thursday, and you've put it in their mailbox in the department. Then you want to send them an email right after you put it in their box, say Monday, and you're going to say in that email, I need you to sign my advising form by Wednesday afternoon so that I can turn it in Thursday morning. That kind of thing. You need to be specific about times. And the last thing is an email signature. I am a fan of email signatures, but I am not a fan of email signatures that are pink and in cursive and include information that we don't need. So you wanted to say your first and last name, include a relevant email, and your UGA email or your university email, not a personal email. What your status is at the university, and then especially if you're going to be sending emails to people outside of the university, include the university that you're at. Not everyone outside of Georgia is going to know that UGA is University of Georgia. They may think it stands for something else. Also, in closing an email, I use best, and you can use sincerely. There's nothing wrong with sincerely, but this email was not sent sincerely. This email was sent sincerely, and it would be fine for the email on the right to use that. But you don't want to, if you're not putting effort into something, if it's a very, very short, quick email, don't close it with sincerely. Just close it with your name. If you're not sure how to add an email signature to make your own, I'll just show you what mine looks like. In your UGA inbox, you're going to click on the settings button. Then you'll go, and when you first open up settings, it's going to give you a bunch of options like this. And then in that search bar, just start typing signature, and email signature will come up. So you click there, and then you can type in the blank what yours is. So mine is my name, my relevant email, my status at the university, and then since I'm within a specific lab at UGA, like I have a research position, I have the lab that I'm in and then the department. And I contact a lot of people from outside sources, so I probably should have UGA spelled out. But usually I'm pretty clear about that I'm from University of Georgia in the emails. All right, so let's look over these one more time. So the key between these two emails, the key difference, and what makes the email on the right so much better is that it is specific. It's specific about what this person has already done to help themselves, what they need from the other party specifically, and then it's very sincere. You know, the subject line is direct, the greeting and the salutation are short and appropriate, and there's the email signature also. So thanks, and I'll see you next time in class.